Some boy did it dirty.
We have a co-host as promised, ladies and gentlemen. It's important to be impeccable with your word.
Yes.
All right? Our co-host is in the building.
Yes.
Should I drop a horn or a bomb?
A bomb.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, Bob.
How you doing, sir?
Very well, and how are you?
I'm amazing.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
we have the CIC. Julius Malema is in the building. Yeah. You should tell us what we have on the show today.
It's too much. Giving
Like?
away 110,000
Oh.
cash today. The money show. We're doing the monies.
Yeah, 110. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that's coming up. I forgot about that. Thank you for reminding us.
Yes,
So you've done your research. I'm impressed.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
a co-host. I must do my homework.
So we sent the script. We sent the script last night to say what's
Yes.
happening, and I thought he forgot about the amount.
No,
I think he tweaked some things even.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So when the show gets popping, you'll know what it means again.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Touchdown on this beautiful Friday. We also got a legend joining us later on after 5 p.m. And I think everybody's excited about this one. Did you get Sportisas? Mandla Spigot?
I went to go the preferred brand that he said he wanted last week. Unfortunately, they didn't have any stock, and I was also rushing to come back to the show. So,
Okay.
I don't know how we're going to work
In a
around
nutshell,
it.
is yes or no? Okay.
Tbo.
You are always dressed in black. What is it? Like I need to. I've never asked you this, and I probably I've had the opportunity to do it, but I want to find out. Please.
No, it's the easiest way to dress up. You don't have to struggle with color
Every
combination.
day?
Yes.
You're not like you're not a
And
Freemason
even
or
when-
anything like that.
No. Even when you repeat, they don't notice that you're repeating a gene.
You know what's funny? You know what's crazy?
Yeah.
Do you guys remember what color jeans I was wearing yesterday?
No.
You forgot.
Let's see.
The same.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Touchdown 326. You never had passion for media or anything else like this?
No. You guys make this thing look easy. It's very difficult. I mean, the way she speaks, she
Yeah.
just flows. You say, do that. But now we speak different. We go like, you see,
Yeah.
Yeah.
this issue of the advert. So we don't want that.
Okay, what song would you want me to play right now?
My wife said I must play as a co-host the Booga song.
Yeah.
Good
Murray, I
song.
told you
Say,
about
new
that.
thing, yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay,
proper.
let's check it out. Okay. I love it. Booga,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, Kiss Daniels featuring Techno. It's the Touchdown 326. And yes, we got our co-host today. He's hanging out with us on the show. And I'm just excited on this beautiful Friday. We bring you the best of both worlds. Don't forget later, Speaky Wiki, Mandla,
Oh, yes.
Speaky is in the building.
Our brother.
Yes. We're going to be hanging out with
Now,
him.
when the song was playing, I saw you going out. I'm like, this guy has left the studio. What's going to happen if this song finishes? You're not here.
Oh, no. We timed the song. We have an idea.
Okay.
Yeah, we have an idea. You know when you do your speech, you know your climax.
Yes.
You know, I'm hitting
hitting,
hard.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Yeah.
that way.
Okay.
So we know exactly when we're going to be back. And so I was just having some water because I'm like, I got to clear my throat.
Yeah.
So much going on in the show today. We're going to do our news at 3:30. We're hanging out with the CIC, and I'll tell you when we're going to be taking calls, ladies and gentlemen. But we're also speaking to our lady MK from
yeah.
Lotto Lands, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes,
the
we
reason
are.
why we got these big bags of moolah, shout out to our sister MK
Yeah.
out in Cape Town, making sure that we keep flashing all this money.
And we've been flashing.
But people are downloading the app. You gotta download this app. It's Lotto Land, ladies and gentlemen. It's yeah,
Or even just go onto the website, lottoland.co.za.
right?
My favorite thing is that your payout comes out in 24 hours.
Your payout comes out in 24 hours.
24 hours.
Wow. So,
That's super. Yeah.
growing up, you were listening to radio,
Yes.
and at that time it was Radio Metro.
Yes.
Who did it for you back then?
Well, we related with Glenn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Glenn Lewis,
Shout out to the Glenzo. Yeah.
Yeah, so, and then there are many others. I mean, Radio Metro inspired township culture, and then he spoke to certain particular, class, for the lack of a better word.
For sure.
Now, those guys were inspirational.
I got you.
Yeah.
Yes, Pel, go ahead.
Do you remember your first radio or television interview? And how did that go?
I can't remember, but for sure it was Tbo FM.
Yeah.
Because I was in Kosas. I come from Limpopo.
Sure.
And most of the activities when I got exposed to leadership responsibilities was in Limpopo.
Yeah.
So they would have perhaps interviewed me there. My first appearance on the front page was Mail and Guardian. Yeah, when I got elected president of Kosas. And it was Matuma who covered the story.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. So, like, all media coverage, like, for you to remember your first, for you to remember, like, the most epic, or there must be that someone, because I know before you take an interview, you want to know who is it. Do you ever tell the journalist what to ask you? No. What questions not to ask you?
No, that's a boring.
So I can ask you anything.
That's a boring interview.
That's very boring.
Yes,
Thank you for that.
You know, ask anything. All it matters is the answer.
Exactly.
Okay.
So it's not what the question is about, it's how you answer the question.
Thank
I
you,
like
CIC.
that.
Yes.
Because you find a lot of celebrities, especially, who come on a show and say, but don't ask me about this. And I'm like, but as a broadcaster, it's your responsibility to ask.
Yes.
And then let the person deal with the answer, whichever way they choose
Yes,
to. But
yes.
good point.
No, I think that's how it should be.
Yeah.
If you are in a public space,
Yes.
we shouldn't be censored on what to ask and what not to ask you.
But now, CIC, are you media trained?
Meaning?
Okay. Because people who know how to navigate, but what's about or how to tackle certain questions, because you know certain questions are
Yes,
coming.
yes.
There are questions that you know you're going to be asked one
Yeah,
way or another.
Yes.
You need to be media trained for that.
No, I'm not trained. I grew up in this thing.
Yeah.
I started it when I was very young. So
Oh,
a
no,
lot
that's
of
natural
questions
now.
are repeated questions.
No, you've never been asked this one. When was the last time you cried?
I cry a lot. My son even calls me a crybaby. Because my name is Sello. So my grandmother used to say, I comfort myself by crying.
Because I thought you wanted to cry on the 15th of June. There was some point I was at a place and I was looking and I saw you and you were a bit emotional. And I'm like,
No, I was opening a hall that I named after my mother. My mother was epileptic and she was nobody in the society. So to name a building after a nobody is emotional. It's also epileptic person, she will go and fall on the streets, and I'm the only child. I must go pick her up, and then before I pick her up, I have to, she's
and everybody's watching you.
Yeah, and you have,
Strutting.
yes. You have to make sure her dresses are proper, and then wait there until she recover, and then you take her home. So, as someone who was not going to be anything
Sure.
in the eyes
I got
of doomsayers, gets a beautiful hall named after her. It's emotional. It's an emotional thing. Yeah.
And that was on June 15th in Mikiti.
Yes.
Yeah.
I make it, yeah.
You were emotional that day.
Very. There were too many emotions. The excitement, the need to make sure everything moves smooth, because I'm that type. I can't pass an empty can that is just there and then no one is attending to it.
Yeah.
I'll go and pick it up and go and throw it in the bin. And so I always want things done properly. You've got that anxiety, and then you've got that excitement and everything and emotions. So all the concoctions came together that day.
After news, I need you to help me with this one. I struggled with this part of your identity where you said, Bashabi, there's a part of you that are black Jews. I'm struggling with that because I've seen some black people wearing the, what you call it? The Yamaka. Yeah. And I want you to help me with that one. Horo umujuta biang wasishiho. Leloko la Jesu. So
Jesus Christ is our relative.
Comrade Peter Mkapa played a big role in your life.
Absolutely.
He was the most jiggiest politician. His parties had the influencers of that time. Malema Matosa would meet. And you were there watching him.
Yeah, we're there.
Did that rub off you?
Well, we learned a lot from him, and we wanted to be like him. Partly because he was one of the few prominent politicians from Limpopo. And to have someone in that space where we have interest should inspire you.
Okay.
And that's what inspired us.
Interesting.
And I don't think he has been honored enough. A lot of people
There's a stadium after him.
in Polokwane.
Right.
But he was a national figure.
I got
he
you.
was not a local figure. If you go into YouTube or archives, you don't find Peter Mugaba's speeches. And you ask yourself, what happened to those speeches?
We should actually call the guys at YouTube.
No, even you here, the SABC, where are the archives
Yeah.
of Peter Mugaba? Because he was covered everywhere when he gave speeches by SABC.
So you think strategically they were removed?
I think that voice it was suppressed, and someone wants that message and that name to die because they just couldn't stand him.
And what was the biggest message that he had for us as South Africans, as someone who followed him so avidly?
Well, he was a leader of the young people who said the future belongs to you as young people, and therefore you have to grab it now. It's not something that is going to wait for you somewhere. You create it now. And that person who inspired the youth to fight apartheid. I mean, in 1986, the state of emergency was declared twice because Peter was a leader of the youth and they were responding to O.R. Tambo's call to render South Africa unworkable and ungovernable.
We're hanging out with Julius Malema on the Touchdown 326. And Bashabi, your family heritage, somewhere in Kopana Jesu.
Yeah.
Explain that to me.
We are from Israel, and then we moved. We landed in Yemen, and then from Yemen we got scattered all over the world. And we in the southern Africa, majority of us landed in Zimbabwe, and there are places of Bashabi in Zimbabwe, and Bashabi played very active role in the trading because they had exposure of the world, and therefore the discovery of Mapungube and that gold discovered in Mapungube, we traded with the Chinese and with the Asians because we had the world view of how the world looks like. So we are not vendor.
So you guys
or
are
Eddie,
traders.
We are not these other tribes that you refer to.
Yeah.
We are a tribe on our own.
Bashab.
Bashabi, yes. Bashabi means ushabisa. Ushabisa means trading. Yes.
Got you. Now,
That's who we are.
all right. Nell_Cholo says, we have so many young people who are under 18 doing the most right now. They are so innovative. Is there a way opportunities could be made available to all without considering age? Because being young in South Africa is being undermined.
Well, the young people must be empowered because without empowering young people, the future is doomed. So they are the future. And we don't have to look at the issue of age or who they are or where they come from. We must look at ideas. You must have government that is prepared to put money and lose money.
Okay.
As long as people have got good ideas, let's finance those ideas. Some will flourish, some will fail. I mean, Toyota, it failed many times.
Yeah.
But government kept on putting money on it. And look at Toyota today. It's a state-owned. So let government put money into ideas. And those ideas, 1 or 2, 3, 4 of them will succeed. Others will fail. But at least there will be people who are assisted, especially with the level of unemployment now. We must empower as many young people as possible.
All right, I want you to pause that thought because we got what you call the exclusive leak by the world-renowned tabloid.
2013 Journalist of the
the
Year,
Year.
Yeah.
the entertainment guru himself,
The number one gossiper in
number
town.
one gossiper.
Yes. Do you want to introduce his
Skype
name?
Deliverer.
Like, who's that?
Prince.
I don't know.
His name is Prince Chauke.
Oh, Prince, I know Prince. Yeah.
Media royalty.
Yes, sir. Welcome to the Touchdown, Mr. Prince Chauke. So, we're happy to have you now.
Good afternoon, Touch and the crew, and a very warm afternoon to the president, my brother, Julius Malema.
Sure, brother.
It is.
It's
But
gaga
as I
sendaba.
said yesterday,
Yeah.
Yes.
we are teasing, and then as I said, there's rockets. But let me start with the first one. That is the equivalent to the Zondo Commission, but in the entertainment sector.
Okay.
All right.
The season 3 of Housewife of Death.
Yes.
They're shooting. But what is the problem now, Tad? That Lord London, who's a cast member,
Yes.
will soon be joined by Makwapeni, whom they were both pregnant by the same husband.
Huh?
Wait.
He cannot be the same husband.
Emanyan, wait a second.
Let me start from the beginning so that the CIC can hear.
Yeah, please.
Londi London has been a cast member of Real Housewife of Durban.
Yeah.
Now the producers have extended an olive branch to Pumla M to join the cast. So there'll be 2 women who are pregnant by the same husband. One has just given birth.
All
But
right.
so it's going to be like a Real Housewife of wrestling. There'll be blood on the floor.
Pumla was Makwapeni
Yes.
of Londi's husband.
Sure.
Thank you.
And then
Shooting
they
goes,
both
yes.
got pregnanted by the
Yes.
same guy.
At the same
Yeah,
time.
Thank
at
you.
the same time.
Nah,
Now they are
please.
going to be
On TV together.
on TV together.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yo, the heels are going to fly.
Yeah.
No,
Yo.
I
I must also
this
indicate.
gaga
I must also indicate because we are a credible show.
Yeah.
They made an offer to her, but she's likely to accept.
who?
Makwapeni.
Oh, my. Oh, okay,
Yes.
okay, okay.
Yes. She denied.
The second-
She declined the offer.
No, she didn't. She's still considering it. Hence, I'm saying there's going to be blood on the floor. It's going to be like a Real Housewife of wrestling. They're going to wrestle.
The offer is not big enough.
Yo.
Tlakatswana, please.
Next one.
The second one, famous influencer alleged boyfriend / married man in trouble with the band. Influencer Micheline Damase, she was in the news lately that she's dating a married man, Leroy Sidame. Leroy Sidame, apart from dating and running away from his wife, now the bank is after his 3 series because he's been running away. They want to repossess it because it's in areas.
So mitlale no o shapile jackpot ya Monopoly.
Hi.
So Shapir just put them in no police because there's nothing to write home about it.
Eish. Hey,
The third one,
I want you to pause on this one.
think-
Hold on a second.
We need to wrap our head around.
I'm trying to wrap around both stories for now. Give me a second. I need water. At Ketapelo says, shouldn't there be a maximum age for you to be a parliamentarian or candidate for presidency? Should we make 65 max? What are your view on that?
Well, all workers have got age limit.
Yeah.
But it's only these politicians who don't have age limit. I don't understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you must create space for others. Those people can't walk. It's arthritis, gout, all types of problems. So let they be energetic young people in parliament. If everything goes well for me, at 50 or so, I'm going home.
50s?
Yeah.
But I want to say that's 9 years from now.
Yes. Why should I stay forever in positions where there's too much potential of young people who can lead us? Because it's not about me. It's about ideas. And if there are young people who can continue with these ideas, why are we threatened?
And another question coming from Penelope_M. Your position on GBV. Are you taking a robust action in combating GBV?
We are number one. We fight GBV. Every battle that is fought in court were there. All cases of GBV that don't get attended were there. We've got a gender-based violence desk in our office with trained people who follow up on every matter that gets reported to us. So we don't play when it comes to GBV, even internally.
I want us to go back to Prince Chauke. I'm integrating. Thank you.
on hold.
Exactly.
And it's already gaga.
Yeah.
So so it's important. Twitter, hit me up. I will be asking all your questions. Trust me when I tell you. At 4:30, the mix is coming out live. So if you're in traffic, make sure you have nothing to distract you, because that mix is between 4:30 and 10 to 5. Or we'll just keep going. But Prince Chauke, back to you, Mr. Rocket Launcher.
As we move along, Touch, top actress marriage nullified by the first wife. You see, Touch, when you want to take a second wife, you must consult. This man went to court with the actress. They signed it home affairs. Isibaya's former actress, Isibaya's Ntlema Bene, and businessman Robert Ngwenya.
Oh, yeah.
They went to sign. The wife found out she fought this battle, she won. So their marriage was nullified last week.
But let me ask you, if
Yes.
in South Africa, is polygamy not constitutional?
It is constitutional. Certain things, I think Mushabi there can address. Certain things you need to consult with the first wife. If you have to do,
You need
if you're
a
in a
consent.
polygamous relationship, you must consult with your first wife.
You need the consent of the
consent.
first wife.
And if the first
Yes.
wife refuses?
Then it's
You must
nullified.
consent.
It's not la jol.
Yeah. Yeah. Nnete ke yone eo. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, Prince Chauke, give us another rocket.
Another one is a light one, Touch. I must say, firstly, congratulations to Questa, who just proposed. The third one also, I think you and Mushabi there, you are all the pirates, and I think your boy, Fortune Makarenga, did the right thing. Just got married recently, last weekend, both in Phosphorus and in Bushbuckridge. So it was a happy one for PSL soccer players, whom we want to redirect them to be responsible gentlemen.
Absolutely.
Nice. Okay, so wedding bells. I like
That's
that.
good news.
That is very, very, very loyal and
Touch
well
is,
researched.
next week will be live at the 7th July.
Yo.
And then all the rockets will be coming from the 7th July.
Next week.
Hala.
Hey,
So-
Chief, don't be
And
disruptive,
I'll
man.
be
We're
live
there.
at the 7th July from Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and all the marquees. But you'll find me at Seaport Masinga local man at LP and then Cuba. And then I'll be there, and then I'll also join you, you and Mushabi. We'll meet on the road.
Okay. Hey, Mara, ska di secret about that 7 July. Malome, please.
Touch. The secrets come to me. I don't go to them. They come to me.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's why he is a world-renowned journalist, Prince Chauke, giving you the exclusive leaks right here on the Touchdown. We'll be catching up with him from next week, so rest assured, the eyes will be out there, gouged out, looking out. Thank you so much, Prince Chauke. Looking forward to seeing you. I know you'll be very colorful. You never disappoint. And I'll catch up with you in Durban.
Thank you, sir.
Check out the fufu. Check out the DJ. Check out the juju. Check out the Touchdown. Check out the show. Check out. Yo, I can keep going, man. I can keep going. Yo, look, seriously. I'm taking questions on our friends on Twitter right now before we let you get on the ones and twos. It is a Touchdown on Metro FM, ladies and gentlemen. We say we're gonna do it. Don't forget the legendary, iconic Spigot is yet to come, but we gotta give you the mix way before then. All right. So I made a promise. We're gonna ask some questions on Twitter. If you were to DJ on a knockout with any politician, who will it be?
If I'm to DJ,
Yeah.
Mbalule.
So you think you'll take him toe to toe?
Ah, he's useless. He thinks he can play, but he can't play.
Okay, all right. So, ladies and gentlemen, look, it's very important. Another question is ask the CSC to sponsor my tournament. Okay, we'll come to that one. I'm taking all questions on Twitter, and I'm not selecting any of them. Okay.
While you're speaking of tournament, give out one.
Yeah.
Since you to sports.
Yeah.
Hugo Brosa are players at PSL. Basically, how no quality in South African football. There's just no quality. He came back and apologized for those comments. But do you think he was lying?
No, he's correct because there is no development. We need to invest in development. I mean, in the schools, sports has died. We knew every school had a ground. Those grounds are now occupied by the EFF occupying land because they're not being used for anything. We need to bring back school sports. Then we develop talent. Talent is not what you're born with. It's something that can be nurtured.
Yes.
And we can develop it for the... We don't have quality. Even Bafana is struggling because we are unable to supply it with quality.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's true, and we must work on that. We
Here's
will
another-
first accept that this is our problem. Then we deal with it. Yes.
Another question is, you say that your party stands against GBV, you have a GBV desk. Okay, I don't understand this question. Why didn't you stand up for Meriale Dwaba for the Safa elections?
Padoy stood for Meriale Dwaba. The EFF endorsed Meriale Dwaba and is supporting Meriale Dwaba, and we've said she must never be threatened by men. Whether she's going to win or lose, it doesn't matter. She must make a statement that women too can lead football in South Africa.
Okay. Pearl?
I was just going to say, I don't like those questions because they almost make ourselves as, citizens as if we've got no agency.
Yeah.
If you want to speak out against something, speak out against it. Oscar, yemo lebele hore, mang, did they say something? So and so. You too have a voice.
But
Absolutely.
Botata also becomes how about Tobasa followy media, because when Marielle
Also.
Dwaba could not attend her own press conference, that is around the time the CIC and the party came out in support.
Yes.
And Rabs 2013 says, thanks, Mushavi. Is Mushavi with VHI?
Where you can write with B, but
Okay.
remember the vendors,
Yes.
they pronounce their V as B.
Got you.
Yes.
So it says history, lots of people need to know. Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom.
Ah, okay. So monkeypox has landed in SA. I don't know how you're going to answer this one. How can you help to stop the spread?
How can we help? Oh, Amare.
But the first, there's one reported case.
Yeah.
It needs to be isolated.
Okay.
That was the problem with the COVID when it started. The inability to isolate people and quarantine them. That's how Robben Island was formed during... there was a problem and people were isolated there.
Okay.
So we need to find a way to isolate
Yeah.
this type of people and resolve their problems before they are reintegrated back into society.
Okay, so isolation is the answer. I know you got to do news, but it's very important.
No, go
We've
ahead.
lost two prominent artists in the year 2022 due to mental health and other issues. Do you think the arts is supportive enough to assist artists coming back post-COVID?
Artists are not being supported in South Africa, and that's a big problem. But I don't agree with people who take their lives. I don't even attend funerals of people who commit suicide.
Yeah, I didn't see you at Ricky Rick's
Yeah,
funeral.
so I don't do that because I believe that Ricky could have spoken to us. Because if we are going to resort to that, then our children will no longer speak to us. We just wake up in the morning, they've committed suicide. You must speak. We have been through a lot. So personally, myself, I've gone through a lot. And I've never thought of suicide as a solution. I always thought I must
Even
be
when you
courageous.
left it, I remember one time you had a camping chair in your house.
Yes.
SARS took everything.
Yeah, they took everything and they missed a camp chair.
I think given what you said, CIC, can you appreciate, however, that there are mental health illnesses out there that sometimes go untreated, and the longer you go untreated, the more progressive they become. And I think it's not a matter of not being able to deal with your problems, but by being overcome by these health issues.
Speak. Let's speak. We need to encourage our people to speak. You will become a laughing stock for that time, but a solution will be found. There's always a solution. There are no problems that cannot be solved. Speak. And especially men. The men must learn to speak, and men must learn to ask for help. You'll only be assisted if you ask for help.
I hear
This
you.
thing that we are just keeping quiet and that thing must come to an end. We must scream for help, and help will come.
Even if you look like a fool.
Just be a fool. You are a fool for that time.
2 seconds,
And
yeah.
then someone is going to hear you and someone is going to help you. I mean, Ricky called me. I was with, we just finished a press conference or something.
Yeah.
No, I came back from court or something. Then he called me and I missed his call before committing suicide.
Yeah.
And I was like, this guy. And they spoke also with Mbuyiseni. Rick, it was not for the first time. They spoke with Mbuyiseni when these ideas came first. And Mbuyiseni managed to speak to him and they agreed to meet, but unfortunately they couldn't meet. How on earth will we fail to help Rick? He's our friend.
Sure.
He was our friend.
Sure.
We grew up together. So there's always a solution. Let's find solutions. And killing yourself is not a solution. It should never be a solution.
For sure. I'm going to be taking more questions. But
And I'm not judging. I'm not saying you are wrong or right. I'm just saying I'm of a view that people must speak when they've got problems. And then help will come.
Last one. We're eating on the news. What do you think is from Puleng Nyamatan? It says, what is your view on COVID-19 screeners and cleaners contracts being terminated end of July?
Oh, it is done, my man.
Okay.
The COVID is done. What must we do now? We must be screened for what now? And that thing of screening people at the entrances.
Yeah.
It was actually a scam.
Yeah?
Now I've never seen anyone turned back, but your temperature is high.
Also me, I have to.
I've
admit,
never seen anyone.
Really?
Yeah.
Morena?
No.
When I'm one, but hey, motoshu.
When I'm reading because they need to cool down. Temperature's too high.
When I knew you
Actually, no.
hey, no. But no, you can't enter. Your temperature is high.
Ha, that's breaking news.
Yo, some boy did